Hail and Masha's Kingdom, welcome to PoE2 Ritual, the third edict. Well, endgame got a little bit of changes. Yeah, right now you're dropping your tablets inside of your map. They work a little bit differently, therefore we need new strategies to farm. And in this video I will show you my strategies how to farm Ritual in the new patch. And just take a look over here, 9.5k tribute. So, first of all, if you're going to farm certain content, like Ritual for example, you actually won't get loads of stuff if you're farming it on low tier Waystones, not tier 15 at least, and without fully upgraded Atlas. That's the first things you need to focus on when you're reaching endgame, and only then start farming. But now when you want to farm, of course you want to clear out some rituals. You will get ritual splinters when you're farming rituals, more on that in a second. We will jump to strategies and I explain how to get more of them and stuff like that. And you want to use the splinters, or you can buy them of course, and then you want to use the splinters to defeat a ritual boss. After defeating a ritual boss, you will get points and you will be able to fully upgrade this tree. And that's how we're upgrading it in like super straightforward way. You just want to make sure you get ability to reroll your rituals one time, additional time, and also have 25% reduced reroll tribute, which is super like insanely valuable note over here. And also you want to have ability to reduce deferral cost. So this will reduce deferral cost by 50%. More on that later also. And one of the super important stuff is spreading darkness. It will make every map with at least 4 ritual altars. Difference between 3 and 4 altars is insane if you set up your atlas and maps correctly. So that's like important stuff. And last but not least, we are hunting over here for omens mostly, so Arminius portents is really important stuff. In some cases I will explain when you can actually sacrifice this node over here and invest it into key approaches, into more magic and rare monsters, but it's super rare case actually, so don't worry too much. When you're farming rituals, well, that's what we can fish for. Splinters right now going pretty cheaply, I would say. You need 1.5k splinters to get 1 Divine Orb equivalent, so selling those is not super profitable. At least you can profit a lot more just by playing boss, because you can play this boss in 1 minute and you will get lots of omens that can be sold for a lot more. For example, Omen of Whittling, it will be sold for like 2 Divine Orbs or a little bit more, and it's pretty common. Nice and useful omen for crafting is Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation. It goes for 1/3 of Divine Orb right now. And that's basically what you want to do before attempting rituals. You want to check like basic stuff that you will get. Omen of Patience is pretty easy to get. They go 1 for 1 with Exalted. That's why it's easy to get, but a little bit harder to get stuff like Omen of Dextral Annulment. As you can see, I got one recently, so it's like 4 divines or so. That's basically what we're looking for when we're farming rituals. Now, before farming, we need to prepare our Waystones. And when you're farming rituals, you want to have as much monsters on the map as possible, with as much monsters in every map pack, in every monster pack. So to do it, we need to prepare our Waystones, of course. So let's cook. Basically, we're starting with adding ingredients, and it doesn't matter what ingredients you add. You can drop orbs of transmutation, augmentation, basically our typical process. But the cheapest and most straightforward way will be to just drop Orb of Alchemy. Right now, Orb of Alchemy can be dropped even on blue Waystones, so don't worry if you got blue Waystones. You can just use Orb of Alchemy and drop it on any Waystone. You will get 4 modifiers. 4 modifiers, we got it. Now we need to add a little bit more ingredients. Basically, we're looking for revive attempt 1. So we need to have 1 attempt left, or it's 5 modifiers. So as you can see, it's 5 modifiers in prefix and suffix. Now, this next step is optional, so if you don't have Omen of Chaotic Quantity, it's super cheap, you can buy it, but you can just skip it if you wish. Still, it's really useful and viable. And what we do, we basically apply this Omen with Chaos Orb, and we're dropping it on every Waystone we got for our today's farm. I mean, I got more, but just for showcase. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what happens, it changes all modifiers, so they will give you monster pack size. It basically gives you pack size, and that's what we want. So technically we're adding ingredients, then we're mixing them really nicely with our Chaos Orb and Omen. Now everything is nice and mixed. We need to add a little bit of spice, you know. So to add spice, we're just using Preserved Vertebrae Desecration for Waystones and adding this green spice, but we need to find out what we added. The best case scenario is to actually learn these modifiers over here So desecrated modifiers will give you different bonuses. And I'm on PoE2 right now in modifiers in desecrated modifiers section, especially for Waystones. So they will give you different bonuses. We're looking for bonuses that will increase pack size. Gasping wine on hit will give us 22% map pack size, so we're taking this. And doing same stuff for all other Waystones. You don't need to always pick grasping wines because some of these bonuses can be very beneficial for you. For example, 3 additional pits is just good. It also gives some rarity, but sometimes it's area overrun by a bussel. And this can be sold for few divines pretty easily, or at least 1 divine. That's why you can even not play this if you got it and just sell it. And now it's time to add a little bit of sauce to our dishes. It will be diluted liquid guilt. These distilled emotions will add map pack size, basically pack size over here. So that's a sauce for our dish today, a little bit more of pack size. And in the end we will have like pack size around 100%, so it will be doubled, pretty crazy. And again, it will be multiplied by our Atlas passive tree, so that's a big one. Another option is to actually play rare monsters and instill with paranoia, so that's also an option. Since rare monsters will give you a lot more tribute points in Ritual. But then you probably want to use Omen of Chaotic Monsters that will give you more rare monsters, and it's a lot less cheap, so it gives you. And in this case, you actually can like sacrifice a little bit of your altars, so you can remove this and get more chances to revive your monsters as magic or rare. Now, a little bit of my Atlas. Technically, it's set up for any content right now. It's like super mixed. And what you want to on Atlas to make it super powerful, you want power to your explicit modifiers on your Waystones, and also this top part with power of your precursor tablets, so they will affect your map a lot more. This will even get 20% chance to double effect of precursor tablets, that's super big. Then you want little fork over here, so you want all these points. Beside high tier of Waystones, it's useless. You can have this rarity of items, but it's not a big deal. It's better to have like more explicit modifiers on your Waystones, and if you're farming rituals, it's nice to have this magic monsters over here, so again you will get more points. And I'm using this rare monsters over here just as a tool to traverse over here with shrines, so that's like powerful stuff, but you can invest more in magic pack size and it will give you loads of magic monsters on your map, again more tribute. So we prepared, let's go into our maps. How it works right now? Well, you pick any map, it doesn't matter which map you pick, but some maps will have this powerful map boss icon. This map boss icon, if you invest it over here, will have +1 area level. That's a big one, because this will give you ability to skip irradiation tablet. Normally you want to play every map with irradiation, but map with powerful map boss will not follow this rule. So strategy number 1. It will be a strategy that's called defer everything cheaply. So that's how it works. We're dropping ritual tablets that have this deafening favors at ritual cost reduced tribute. Right now it can roll up to 30% reduced tribute, and that's what you want. So actually I can roll like 3 of them, and it will be pretty fun. But since we got loads of bonuses to our precursor tablets, it's actually not needed. Because even with just 2 of them, you already get 50% reduced tribute from your tree, and you need at least 25% in both of them. It will give you 100% reduced cost of your deafening. However, you want a little bit more for this strategy, because for this strategy you want to run this legendary tablet most of the time. So this tablet will give us ability to reroll favors twice as many times, and we got 2 times, so basically we will be able to reroll 4 times. But the problem again, we can run it mostly only on maps with map boss, and it should say area level 80. So if area is level 80, that's when you want to run this strategy. Otherwise, you want to use irradiated tablet, because it's more important to use irradiation with like more magic monsters, for example, more rare monsters, so you will have more monsters overall. Pack size will work, it doesn't matter too much. So that's like first strategy, and let's just run it and see how it goes. We can instantly check what's going on, and as you can see, we got different favors at ritual altars cost 125 reduced tribute, so we got more than 100. This means we will defer for free, basically. Now, how rituals work? You will see this circle, and there will be a bunch of monsters nearby. You want to defeat them first, and they will be like blood globules that going into middle of this ritual altar. You won't be able even to activate this altar if you haven't killed at least one monster, so if it's not active, just go and find there can be some bug that looks like a rock, for example. He will be alive when you're nearby and it will be active again. And basically you want to defeat them, and what you want to check is there's like enough monsters. How to tell is there's enough monsters? Well, it's based on your experience, honestly. So you just need to be a little bit experienced, and I picked the wrong map. I just realized we don't have pack size. Yeah, okay, this happens. Anyway, idea will be like the same. So in my experience, this ritual will give us around like 450. I know there's some people who think that you can drag monsters nearby, but it doesn't work. So it basically spawns with monsters, but Delirium works. So if you're playing a map with Delirium, for example, it works. But again, do you want to play Delirium right now on these maps? Well, no. So you want to play Delirious maps? Yeah, 300 tribute, not a lot, but this strong box can work. So make sure to activate strong boxes before attempt ritual and basically go play ritual. Every monster that is defeated will be resurrected and you're getting points for them. So that's why it's super important to find a ritual with loads of monsters first and not play this like the first one we just saw. Now I'm just roaming around and trying to look for a ritual. In my experience, I just see there's expedition right now. If there's ritual near expedition, expedition monsters does not revive in a ritual, so only Delirium works. But right now it's hard to make strategy with Delirium plus ritual at the same time to have really good results. So we can skip our expedition for now. Now let's clear down these monsters. Okay, green guys. No more green guys, I guess. Okay, you see these rocks? They will go straight into ritual. Now let's see what we will have over here. And starting with a ritual that gives you more points is super important because, for example, if first ritual gives you like 100 points and this gives you 500 points, then by playing first ritual second, I hope it makes sense, you will get not 100 points but 600 points for this ritual, because all monsters from second ritual will be revived over there. So let's see how strategy works. Basically, as you can see, I can't buy Orb of Alchemy, but deferring cost is 0. Deferring is action that you can use on items, and it will lower this cost for item later. So basically, with the strategy, we're aiming at deferring all items, and we never buying anything. You can defer everything, basically. Greater Orbs of Transmutation also can be deferred, but most of the time you're just looking for really like good items. So good bases, like blue bases with tier 1 rolls can work. Now we can reroll, and our reroll cost will be 750. That's basically what we're doing. We're rerolling and then we're deferring everything again. So everything will be a lot cheaper again. And that's why you want to have pack size on your map. So I picked the wrong map, and that's the difference between fully executed strategy and strategy with mistakes. So right now I'm showing you strategy with mistake, basically wrong map, wrong Waystone picked, of course. And you will see the difference with correct Waystone on the next map. So again, deferred everything I want, rerolling and checking. Omen of Amelioration, I completely don't care, I just deferring everything, even if I can buy it. Goodbye, Mr. Boss. See you later, alligator. And I will be able to roll it 2 more times. No, actually 1 more time. When it comes to last roll, well, again, we kind of desecrating everything we wish. It costs 0, so we don't care. And we desecrate only items which is gray, because we can't buy them. And then we can buy something, basically, if we used all rolls. And then desecrate everything else. So basically we desecrating and rolling until the end, and then buying everything. Now I'm using correct map with increased map size, pack size, and you will instantly see the difference. First of all, there's a lot more monsters, like a lot more monsters, and all of them will be revived in the ritual if they're nearby of ritual altar, because maybe not all of them, but like most of them at least. Okay, there's like too much of them, I guess. Let's touch sarcophagus, wake up everything. Yeah, that's the pack size. Pack size actually crazy and will limit your FPS. So be ready. Okay, here's the first ritual, and we won't look for second. Actually, there's the second, and okay, I like it. There's lots of monsters nearby. I'm clearing all nearby monsters. Now let's see how much tribute we will get from this one. Previously, I remind you, we got 300 tribute from the first ritual. From this one, we will get a lot more, since there's like a lot more monsters, and monsters gives you tribute. And as you can see, we got 700 tribute from the first ritual. we're already at 2k at second, and now look how it looks basically again. We defer everything, but you don't want to defer before ritual number 3. I mean, you don't want to reroll before ritual number 3, because there will be a bunch of hidden items, and you will see all of them after third ritual. This ritual got limited space, therefore it will be the least powerful one, but again, since it's not my first one, but it's third one, we actually will get a pretty nice chunk of tribute, maybe 1k, maybe even a little bit more. We should get like a little bit more than 1.2k. In the end, it's 1.5k tribute almost. And now take a look. We got a bunch of splinters, so this stack can go for like 10 exiles or so. We will reroll right now, and we rerolled, and we again deferring every item that we are looking for, mostly like omens, big stacks of currency. Small stacks is also fine, since again it costs you 0. You can even defer armor scrap, but don't forget you got limited space in this window, therefore don't defer completely everything. We can reroll again, defer everything again, and basically we're deferring just to lower the price. So this costs right now 2k tribute to buy, but after defer it will cost 400 less, since discount will be 450. And one more reroll, and here we are. So that's the last shop, and at this shop we're gonna buy with this strategy. Before buying, it's nice to find last ritual. Here we go, that's the last one. That's the difference between nice and cooked Waystone. We got 2k tribute at last ritual, and the bad one in previous example. Again, we're basically buying stuff that costs something. Orbs of Alchemy is definitely not worth to deferring even, but again, since it's free, we can just do it. And we're buying stuff that is super high cost, so we buy it faster and forget, or that is like lower cost, and we defer until stuff will start to cost 0. Basically, it will cost 10 tribute or so. You won't be able to defer anymore, and that's like the good stuff. So this strategy is really good when you're just hunting and fishing for something good, because you can defer for free. The problem with other strategies, they actually rely on ability to buy items. So this is our first strategy that you're using to start. You will roll a lot, you will defer a lot, and when you defer stuff that is super valuable, that's where we start to make our money. In terms of stable profits, this strategy gives around 40 to 60 exalted per map. So right now it's like 15% of Divine Orb. It's not a big deal, but it's stable profits, and there's pretty high chance to get Omen of Whittling, Omen of Sinister Annulment, and that's what we're looking for. You're looking for this like 10 divines per Omen stuff. And that's where we're going for our second strategy. Again, Waystone will be the same. We're looking for monster pack size, but now instead of ability to defer stuff faster and cheaper, we can switch into monsters sacrificed at ritual altars will grant you increased tribute. And we want like 2 of them, 3 of them. Again, most important part, you just want to play on map with area level 80, so you want to have this irradiation. If you see that monster level is 79, then irradiation is super necessary. Okay, what is the idea behind this strategy? Well, just take a look over here. We will activate our first altar. I will try to survive. And we got 1.5k tribute from first ritual. Yeah, that's because we got 2 tablets, and if we are lucky, it can be even more increased. So it's pretty crazy. So what we can do now? Well, we can buy everything we want. So from this point, we're actually hunting for our desired item. Again, you're not making a big buck on like small stuff. You're not making those big divine in your pockets. So when you find one, well, you want to buy it as soon as possible. Technically, you want to check price first, because some super high priced omens can cost 25,000 tribute, and of course it's not possible to earn as much tribute in your ritual. So you still want to defer it a little bit, but when the price of your item is below 10k, like around 7k or so, that's where you want to switch into this strategy. And with 3 tablets for more and more and more and more tribute from your tribute from ritual, well, that's where you can get around 7k per map pretty easily. So, and just take a look over here, 9.5k tribute, and even this is not it, so we can get even more. That's what I told you, like, we are looking for stuff that costs a lot, and with this strategy we can earn a lot. Should you defer items? Well, no, because look, I got items and they all in golden brackets or something like this, golden icon basically over here. So you can reroll it, we can afford it, but right now you see there's a bunch of items in red brackets. So these items we need to defer or buy them, or otherwise they will be out of the pool. There's no more red items, we can reroll once again. We rerolled, now we check what we got over here, so we just buy everything, I guess. That's how it works. Yeah, I just bought everything, and this like insane amount of tribute, again, is not that bad, even on its own. We just bought 27, like around 10 exalts, 33, so we got like 100 exalted orbs in currency over here, but of course we are allowed to do it only because we deferred it before, and if you defer everything you will buy less. So this strategy is good if there's already loads of deferred items. And that's our step 2 strategy basically when we're running ritual. So right now I will defeat boss, and honestly you just need these 2 strategies. First one to fish, then to get this fish out. Oh, you're out, my friend. But yeah, there's one more strategy which is also great, and this strategy will be just pure reroll strategy. Right now I'm on the map with map boss, with powerful map boss, it's actually a tower. So we will drop these tablets over here and we will play ritual with reduced rerolling cost. Again, we already got 30% on our Atlas passive tree, we adding like 60% on top, and let's do it. Before we do it, by the way, people always ask me, how do we quickly analyze which tablets are good, which tablets are not good? Well, I got a bunch of lines that you just enter over here and pow, it will instantly highlight good stuff with 25+% reduced tribute. I got different lines. If you're interested in this content, make sure to drop a comment. I will make more of them, but that's the ones I use, and you will see them in the pinned comment. Okie dokie. So this strategy is kind of like the first one, but instead of having completely free defer cost, we will have completely free reroll cost. While it may be kind of the same strategy on the paper for you, it's actually quite different and can be used in different cases. But what will happen, basically our rerolling will be free, or almost free. For me right now it's just 10 tribute. So what's the difference between this strategy and the first one? When technically here we rerolling for free, but we deferring not for free, and in first one we deferring for free but rerolling not for free. Well, you always will be able to get enough tribute to reroll 4 times, like in most cases, even on the worst map. You saw in the first attempt on first strategy I misplayed my Waystone and it was a mistake, so I was not able to get enough tribute, but I was still able to reroll all 4 times, and also I was able to defer everything I want, since deferring was insanely cheap. This strategy, however, well, if we will find good omen, it will cost, for example, like 25k, and it's a lot harder to get tribute to defer this item, because the defer will cost around 2k for this item. But really rare omens that is super valuable, when they come out, they won't appear in every shop. For example, if I defer like Orb of Alchemy, it will appear almost in every shop, almost on every reroll, and it's super fast to defer it to 0 cost. But good omens is a lot more rare, and you may even like roll, I don't know, 10 times and you won't ever see them. Let's see. For example, homogenizing coronation can be, no, it's not very rare, but that's fine. So we're deferring for 100 gold, it's pretty cheap. Omen of corruption, and as you can see, these not rare omens, they appear instantly. Now we got this 3.7k omen, Dexter crystallization, it's a lot more rare, and it may not appear in the next shop. So let's see, it's appeared. Again, we are lucky today, but most rare stuff won't appear every time, so that's how it works. Now we are in the last shop, we can buy everything, since we got like good map, good Waystone we crafted in the beginning. That's like most important step, that's why it's like first step to actually run the ritual strategies. But here's the deal, if you got omen for 25k and it's not appearing in every shop, that's the strategy you want to run. So you don't want to defer a lot, you want to defer it a few times to like 17k total cost, and then you want to start running this strategy. There's even a tablet, but it will cost you a little bit, that gives you ability to reroll additional time. So this in combination with Atlas And with legendary tablet will give you around 8 rerolls per map. So that's basically what we're doing here. We got our super rare omen at around 17k price, so we can defer for full price with like 1k deferral cost. And then we get this fish out of the water with 10 defers per map, actually like 8 defers. Okay, dokie. Goodbye, Mr. Balls. Hello, Mr. Beacon. And let's jump to the shop. So in my experience, you're getting at least 1 rare ornament per hour, at least. So at minimum 1 rare ornament per hour. It's around like 5-6 divines per hour extra. On top of petition splinters, mini omens, so in the end the strategy just gives you 8-10 divines stably. You just need to make sure you check the prices for omens and that there's enough omens that you're looking for. So Dextral Erasure will give you 2 divines, Sinistral Erasure 3 divines. It's pretty nice. Divine Printing Machine. Whittling is super common and it will give you 2 divines. But if you're lucky, you will get something like Omen of Chance, and this gives you 6 divines. So that's like a big one. Again, the same like Dextral Annulment, it's like 4 divines. And Sinistral will give you like 5 divines. So that's the strategy. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to watch other strategies on the screen right now.